Hello, good morning, everyone. Good morning, good evenings. Welcome everyone back to our online mindful communities. My name is Venerable Narongchai Thanachayo. I'm going to be your host for tonight's session. At the moment, we are an online-based community. We meet once a week on this Zoom meeting and Facebook Live and the YouTube Live at 7 to 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Saturday like this. So feel free to stop by, sit back, relax, and practice meditation together. By meeting once a week, it helps us to develop, not only it helps us to develop self-discipline, to meet with the group, hang out with this kind of, friendship, people who love to practice meditation, people who love to live happy life and happier life by seeking for the right wisdom that help us to get there. So meditation is very essential to life, and sadness and happiness come from human mind. If you have a chance to practice meditation, you will start open up the door to explore your inner peace, the real peace that inside ourselves. So you don't have to look for happiness, from the outside world. Anyway, once a week here on Saturday in this community, every Saturday 7 to 8:15 Eastern Standard Time, wherever you are, feel free to join us. Today is Saturday, the 25th March 2023. We have approached the last week of March. That means this is the last week, right? So next week we will be start the first week on the EP 62 on the first week of April. And I don't know if you realize that time is flying very quickly. We start the program on the first, right? On the first week of January this year, and we have one full year to provide this space for everyone to come back and practice meditation together. Well, last year we have one full year as well, 2022, and then we decided to carry on for the second year of the year 2023, and now we come to the last week of March already. So how have you been doing in this meditation journey? Do you feel that meditation can help you to live a mindful life, happy life, or you can sense something called the inner peace or inner happiness inside yourself every time you practice meditation? Whatever reason that brings you to meditation practice is always a good reason, okay? Because the mind is the forerunner of everything. If your mind always in good condition, which is peace, calm, clear, and bright, this kind of quality is the indicator that you have a good quality of mind. With all of this in place, or even some of this quality, you will have a happy life because you will start seeing things the way they are. Your perception, whatever you perceive, you will be more mindful. And when you are mindful, you can make a better decision as always. Okay, so let's start off with this. I'm here at the I Monastery in the northern part of Thailand in the deep forest. It's very nice and peaceful here. And life of a monk is very simple. We get up early in the morning and we go arms round. We don't have to cook. People give us food. And when we get the food, we come back to eat in the temple. Whatever we receive from the villager, nothing fancy, just simple food. And then some monks eat 2 meals a day. Some monks eat 1 meal a day. It depends on their own practice. For myself, I would normally eat 1 meal a day. And when we receive the food, we come back and we reflect on the food that we eat. We do some meditation, we do some chanting before we eat, just to remind ourselves who we are and where is this food come from. And so we share the merit and the energy, positive energy, to the lay people who have faith, who give us food every day. And once the eating job is done, the rest of the day, the monk would study meditation or study the Dhamma, practice meditation, or read books, especially new monk, nothing much for them to do. We have the international ordination and training here at the I Monastery in this batch, the batch of March 2023, which will be ended at the end of this week. And last night, I take all the new monks to meditate in the jungle. We have a hut called the Jungle Bliss, where we can fit about 25 monks there. It's very peaceful. It's quiet at night. It's dark. It's very secluded. And to me, I love that place. And the new monk, they also, at the beginning, some of them get scared, okay, because there's nothing fancy. You imagine in the deep jungle, a lot of trees, and all of a sudden there is one hut, and we meditate in that hut. Okay, we hear all the sound of the nature, the bird chirping. There is a bat as well, the nighttime animal that's nearby, so make some noise. But it's very peaceful, very quiet, and that's remind me of the Buddha time. People enjoy meditation in the deep forest. And with that environment, it helps the mind to be back to the body, to be relaxed, and perhaps can go deeper when they meditate alone in the forest. Only if you can let go, okay, fear or scare of that surrounding. For some people, it doesn't work. For many people, they love to be in that kind of environment. For me, from time to time, I love to find my personal spot so I can practice meditate alone. And this is the picture of some of the place that I have been visit, remote area where there is the monks there, maybe 1 or 2 monks, and the reason they live there because they love to be secluded. Also support the people in the remote area, so they can teach the Dhamma, they can go arms round, so people can practice, giving, general this. After arms round, usually I take 2 weeks off, sometimes once a year, to find such a place and meditate alone by myself. So I get food from the village like this in the morning, and then I'll come back, finish my breakfast, and the rest of the day I just spend time on my own, either do sitting meditation or walking meditation. Nothing fancy, this is a little hut like this up in the hill, and nobody live there, so 1 or 2 months, and there is a walking path for walking meditation. So day and night I am practice to be alone and in that kind of environment, keep it simple. I think this is the essence of someone being a monk. When we study the Buddhist text in the Buddha time, people ordained for this reason. They want to be secluded. They want to walk on the highway of spiritual path to get to the Nibbana experience or realization of the supreme happiness as quick as possible. That's why they let go everything from home to be a homelessness. So stay in the forest, keep life simple, nothing fancy. Get up in the morning, go arms round, finish eating, and then meditate, practice meditation all day. And I kind of like this kind of lifestyle a lot, and to be able to be with myself and dig deeper into my mind through the meditation practice that I have learned from my teacher. So if I don't have to do anything, this probably is something that I love to do for the rest of my life. Okay, so for us, we do what we have to do. You are a father, you are a mother, you are a boss, you do what you have to do. Do your best. Okay, responsible for everything that you are supposed to be responsible for. But the bottom line is we have body and mind. We know how to take good care of the body, but not many people know how to look after the mind. So meditation is always beneficial. It doesn't matter what we believe. It has nothing to do with religions. It has something to do with your mind development. So when you sit, you develop your mind. You settle down your mind. You clear your mind from thought and worry and anxieties. So we have a lot of stress these days with the situation in the world, the economic problem, environmental problem, all kind of problem. And if we practice meditation, it helps us to slow down our thinking process. It helps us to regain the clarity of the mind. And when the mind is clear, you can be calm and relaxed when you are facing the situation that you are unhappy with. Okay, and you can do it 5-10 minutes a day, but make sure you do it every day. And eventually, if you can get to 30 minutes a day, that's even better. Okay, and 1 month or 2 months, you start seeing the result. You start seeing some changes in your mind. You start seeing some different dimension of the way you see things, the way you understand things, and that's because your mind become clear and become calm. Okay, so here in this session, we will practice meditation together first, about 35 minutes, and after that I will share with you something that I prepare. So tonight we will be talking about mindfulness on the breathing. How can we develop mindfulness, utilize the breath? And then at the end, feel free to share your experience or ask some question if you have. Okay, so hope everyone is ready for the meditation. It's such a beautiful morning here in Thailand, in this I monastery. You may hear the sound of the stream or the bird is chirping at the moment. It's so relaxing and so refreshing early morning here in Thailand. Anyway, let's get back to our meditation. So let's time to meditate. So first thing first, wherever you are, you plan to sit on the floor, plan to sit on the chair. I'd like you to find the most comfortable sitting position for yourself. The very most, because we'll be sitting about 30 to 35 minutes. This is not too long. If you can find that position, so you can sit, nicely and relaxingly for the next 30 to 35 minutes without coming back and change your sitting position. Softly and gently close your eyes. The same way you close your eyes when you go to sleep. Welcome your mind back to this very present moment, here and now. Back to the room, back to the breath. Following your breath in and out for a few times. Notice how your chest is rising when you inhale and falling back down when you exhale. Notice how your belly is expanding when you inhale and contracting back down when you exhale. Feel the center of your body, the turning point between the inhales and the exhale. This is the home of the mind. Feel the sensation around your physical body, from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. Feel the energy or the ground support underneath your bottom and your seat. Feel your clothes touch against your skin. Just observe this whole sensation of your body. Welcome the peace and relaxation. Feel grateful and appreciation for the time that you deserve to be happy, to be at peace at the end of the day like this. If you notice any stress or tension in any part of the body, take a moment to release and relax those tensions from your body. Make sure you don't squeeze your eyes too tight. There shouldn't be any stress or tensions around the eyes. Release the muscle around your forehead, eyebrows, your cheek, nose, your chin and your jaws. Relax. Loosen the muscle around your throat, both of your shoulders, your arms, your palms and your fingers. Relaxed. Relax your chest, abdomen, your back and your spine. Relaxed. Sit with your back and spine straight up so you can sit in balance and not falling asleep. Feel the relaxation go downwardly to your bottom, your thighs, your knees, both legs, both of your feet, and to the tip of your toes. Relaxed. As your body becomes more relaxed, your mind tends to be more relaxed as well. Less and less thought in the mind. So take this time to slowly let go all of your worries and responsibilities. That related to your work, your study, your business, something that you plan to do. put everything aside while we meditate. Letting go is essential when it comes to meditation. The sooner the mind can let go, the faster the mind can come back to the body and stay still. Let go everything in the past right before you come to the session. Not to worry about something in the future. Do your best to guide the mind to stay at the present moment fully. And cherish your mind with happiness and joy. Slowly disconnect yourself from the outside world and reconnect yourself to the world of inner peace within. This meditation journey is about you getting to know the nature of your own mind and develop the quality of your own mind. Develop the inner peace, develop the wisdom. So this is the journey of your own self to go deeper into your mind. And the mind is the refined element. We cannot force the mind to stop thinking. We cannot force the mind to let go and to have peace. So we need to take a very relaxed approach, easy, soft approach when it's come to the mind. So allow the mind to settle down into the body by itself. The place where the mind feels most comfortable and relaxed to stay still and to rest can be the center of the body, can be anywhere in the body. No need to think or analyze. Just simply follow your feeling. Wherever you feel good, feel easy, feel relaxed, and that is the place you should rest your mind. And each session is not the same. You need to ask yourself each time that you sit, what makes you feel most relaxed and comfortable? So wherever the mind feels relaxed, just let it be there. Whatever technique that the mind feels comfortable, and that's the technique that you should use in that session. So simply allow the mind to come back and stay still in the body. If you already feel relaxed and comfortable, you have found that place. And all you have to do is just let it be. Maintain the stillness of the mind with relaxation and consciousness. Stay relaxed and stay conscious. Keep the mind in balance and let it be. No need to analyze, no need to ask the question. Just be a good observer of your inner experience, of the nature of your mind. If your mind is still wandering, cannot stay still, or get distracted by thought, this is perfectly normal. No need to get agitated. No need to fight with the thought. Learn how to be friend with the thought and let the thought pass by. And eventually, you slowly welcome the mind back to the peace and relaxation feeling. Come back to the balance and start over again. Some of you may use the object to keep the mind still, such as the full moon, the star, the crystal ball, the flowers. If you feel easy and comfortable, then you can visualize the object of your choice relaxingly, peacefully. Some of you may use the mantra, the word that you're reciting during your meditation to keep the mind focused, like peace and calm, peace and calm, peace and calm. Or in our tradition, we use the Pali word saying Samma Arahang, Samma Arahang, Samma Arahang, meaning the path to the purity of the mind. So whichever phrase or word that you use, just to keep the mind still. Or you may visualize nothing, no object, no mantra. Just simply allow the mind to be still by itself. Stay still, stay relaxed, and stay content without any expectation. Just want to be still, just want to rest, just want to relax, and let it be. So let's meditate together in silence for a moment. Do your best to stay in balance between relaxation and consciousness. stay still, stay relaxed, and stay content. Checking into the mind to see how the mind feels at the moment. Any thoughts, feelings, sensations. Notice how peace and calm of your mind at the end of the session. Allow the peace, joy, and happiness feelings, this positive energy, to circulate throughout your physical body, penetrate through every single cell in your body. Allow the whole body to feel fresh, relaxed, recharged, and rejuvenate. Develop the feeling of love, compassion toward yourself. Learn how to forgive yourself, to let go all of the wrongdoing in the past. Loving yourself means keep yourself pure, body, speech, and mind, bit by bit, little by little. Wishing yourself to be well, to be happy, to be free from suffering in the world. Share your loving kindness and compassion to everyone that you have a fond feeling with, your parents, spouse, children, friends, relatives. Wishing all of them to be well, to be happy, and to be free from all suffering and danger in the world. Continue to expand the circle of your loving kindness to your neighbor, people in your communities, people at work, at school, people that you know. You meet them regularly, but you may not know them well. Wishing all of them to be well and happy, to be free from suffering and danger in the world. Radiating your loving kindness and compassion, covering the whole communities, the whole country, neighboring country, and covering the whole world. Wishing all beings, human, animal, all the living beings, all the spirit, wishing all of them to be well, to be happy, to be comfortable, and to be free from all suffering and danger in the world. Wishing the whole world can live together in peace and harmony, without war, violence, taking advantage from each other. Expanding your loving kindness and compassion as far as your mind can go, covering the whole world, the whole universe, and countless universe. If your loving kindness and compassion touch on any spirit that needs to be uplifted, any being that needs to be uplifted, wishing this pure love and compassion to help them to be well, to be happy, to be comfortable, and to be free from suffering and danger. And now allow the mind to be back to the body, to stay still and stay relaxed for a moment. Cherish your mind with happiness and joy. Feel grateful and appreciation for this precious moment, for the time that you deserve to be at peace and happy. Now let's take a few good deep breaths before we open up our eyes. Breathe in and breathe out mindfully and slowly. Put a little smile on your face. Keep your mind stay still firmly at the center of the body. And when you are ready and relaxed, you may softly and gently open up your eyes. So welcome everyone back to the session. I believe we sit about 35 minutes. Hope everyone finds some peace and happiness during this meditation that we sit together in this peaceful moment. Okay, if you can let me know your number of peace, relaxation, comfortable and happiness today, from the 0 to 10, what would be your number today at the end of the session like this? So the number telling us something. At the end of the session, how do you feel? You make a mental note of the technique that you use, of the result, and how do you feel comparing to before you sit. And there must be a reason, right, why we feel this way and that way. Our job is to monitoring that and take time to register what happened and figure it out. Because each day as we go through life, we don't face the same situation, right? Sometimes difficult situation to be met. Sometimes good, sometimes bad, sometimes sad, sometimes happy. All kind of feeling that happen during the day that we have to go through. A lot of information. The moment we wake up, we are bombarding with all kind of stimuli. Positive, negative, and most of them are negative, right? That's why we have a lot of stress. At the end of the day like this, it's like you taking shower. You shower your mind through the meditation technique that you use. And in that, the result of that showering, okay, then we feel good, okay, at least we feel better, right? Even 1% or 2% is still considered better. You feel fresh more fresh than before you come and sit. So this is good, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is telling us that how much of the freshness or the cleanliness that we gain from this shower, the mind showering in this session. But there must be a way that we can make it better next time. So observe it, pay attention to it, what went wrong today, what went well today, and just continue to do what worked for you and stop what doesn't work for you in terms of the technique that you use, in terms of how you adjust yourself, the way you sit, the way you prepare yourself before you come to the session. Everything is matter and it affects your meditation. Okay, so happy for you, okay, and go from there. Don't worry about it. If you feel like, oh, I should be better than this, okay, this is called clinking mind or expectation mind, right? Before we sit, we can have some expectation, but when we sit, we have to let go of those expectations. And when we're done sitting, we reflect on it. Oh, okay, what worked for me, what doesn't work for me, and then we plan to adjust next time. Then your score or your number of peace, relaxation, and happiness will be increased. Okay, don't worry about it. All right, let's continue from last week. We're still in the series of this lecture about understanding the 4 factors that help us to meditate better. Meditation is here, right? We try to concentrate the mind when we meditate. And not only meditation, there's something else that involved when it's come to meditation practice, or when it's come to achieving the high level of concentration. So these are the 4 things that we will cover in this series of talk, right? Last week we talked about mindfulness or sati. Why we need to practice mindfulness? Because mindfulness will help us to have a better concentration. Mindfulness is like micro concentration. It helps us to meditate better. That's why we need to learn how to get to know what mindfulness is and learn how to practice. Today, I will share with you the technique of how to develop mindfulness utilizing the breath. Okay, and later on, we'll be talking about the clear comprehension In the Pali called Sampachanya or the wisdom elements. Sometimes we call integrating wisdom, which I will mention a little bit today. And not only that, we also have something called the effort or the energy. This is more like the diligent elements that push us forward. If you plan to sit 15 minutes, you should sit it through 15 minutes, not like 5 minutes and quit. Go back to your phone, go back to your computer, email, and this and that. That's why people end up making no progress, because they lack of the effort elements. Okay? All right. So if you are new, you can go back and relearn what we have learned in the previous session. We have the YouTube links. Maybe Teddy can post on the chat box as well. Okay. How can we develop mindfulness through the breath, right? And just to recap, this is mindfulness. Mindfulness is about you observing mind. As you walk, you observe the tree, the sound, the temperature, the bird, chirping. This is mindfulness. You're aware of what's going on in front of you 100%. Okay, and this is not, right? This is your mind is full of thought, worry, anxiety while you walk. You don't know what's happening in front of you while you walk. Just like when you eat, you don't know what you eat. Your mind is with the phone, with the movie, the planning of the meeting. While you're eating, you don't know what food that in your mouth. You don't know how many times that you chew the food before you swallow it. That means you're not mindful of eating. Okay, that's the idea. So it is not the thinking mind. It is observing mind or open monitoring mind. You observe 100% without making any decision. You have a pause moment when you observe whatever happening in that particular moment fully. And this is called mindfulness. Sometimes we call mindfulness is knowing when your attention move, right? When you observe it, you observe fully. You observe breathing when you meditate. In and out, and all of a sudden your mind start wandering with thought, with something else. At that moment, when the mind about to move, when you can catch it, that means you are mindful. So another explanation of the word mindfulness is when your attention move out of your meditation object. Okay, so when you're working on your computer or you read the book, and all of a sudden you think of checking email, thinking of shopping or eating this, doing that. At that moment, when you know that your mind is supposed to be with the books or with the work that you do, not with the food or with the shopping, with the email. At that moment, that means you are mindful. When you are mindful, you can bring it back. You can do something about your mind when you are mindful. Okay, so today let's touch on the mindfulness on the breath, because we can develop mindfulness through this physical body, right? But breathing is one thing that people use a lot. So develop mindfulness to the breath. And another thing that people use a lot is to develop mindfulness to the posture. Just like this, just to show you quickly, like this. When you walk, right? When you walk mindfully, you will not check your phone or email. This is quite dangerous. You may get hit by the car, or you may step on something that may hurt yourself. So when you walk, you know that you walk, right? You know where are you going. You know how fast you should walk. You know when you should stop. This is called mindful of the gesture of the body movement, which we may talk about it later on. But today I will share with you of the technique of how can we develop mindfulness to the breath. And when we breathe in and breathe out, we can feel that the air touch this area between your lip and your nose, right? If you pay attention when you breathe in, the air pass through your nose and go all the way through your throat, your lung, and the abdomen, right? And then we start breathing out. When we breathing out, the air coming out, okay, from the abdomen back to the chest, to the throat, through the nose, and then it's touched in this area between the lips and the nose. Sometimes people use this as a focus point when they meditate. They keep the mind fixed here as they observe the breath in and out. It's just a technique. You don't have to, but it's something that you can keep in mind. When you breathe in and out and then you start counting, people use counting technique, which also mentioned in the Buddhist text. I will show you in a moment of how people practice breathing, cultivate mindfulness to the breath, utilizing the counting technique. There are many techniques that help us to be mindful when we breathe in and when we breathe out. So in this case, we breathe in and breathe out by keeping our attention fixed in this position. as we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever that number would be. But we keep our attention fixed here. We don't following the breathe in and we don't following the breathe out. Okay, this is the first technique, which I will actually show you how to do it. But before we get to that, this is the whole idea, the whole path when it's come to develop mindfulness through the breath. At the beginning, from number 1 and number 2, this is the easy practice to start off with. Number 1, number 2, and number 3, and number 4. First, you know when you breathe in, right? When you breathe in long, you know that you breathe in long. Here it said, I am breathing in long. And when you breathe out long, you know that you're breathing out long. Okay, let me finish this. When you breathe in short, you know that you breathe in short. When you breathe out short, you know that you breathe out short. It sounds simple, right? It's nothing fancy. Okay, just breathe in and breathe out. And when you breathe in long, you know that you breathe in long. When you breathe out long, you know that you breathe out long. And when you breathe in short, you know that you breathe in short. Same thing when you breathe out short, you know that you breathe out short. Please do not overlook this simplicity of the technique. This is mentioned by the Buddha himself. When a man comes from nothing, know nothing about meditation, about mindfulness, this is the starting point for you to develop your mindfulness before you can have a better concentration. Just by knowing first. Knowing is the wisdom element, is the clear comprehension or the awareness. You are aware fully of your breath. You fully comprehend of your breath in this particular breath that you're taking. Now I'm breathing in, short or long. Okay. Now I'm breathing out, short or long. Keep doing this exercise often. This is how we train to develop mindfulness through the breath. And eventually you feel comfortable, right? When you breathe, you know. In, long, out, long. In, short, or in, long, out, short. Whatever it is, you know 100%. Start from observe it, okay? And know that I'm breathing in, out, short or long. And after that, okay, now getting more difficult. You experience the whole body. When you breathe in, whether short or long, breathe out, whether short or long, you experience the whole body. Now is you need to have a keen sense of observation. You need to observe more of how you feel. Now, not just know that I'm breathing in short or long, breathing out short or long. You know each breath that you take. When you breathe in, you know how you feel. When you breathe out, you know how you feel 100%. Feeling includes the thought that come to the mind. Agitated mind, lustful mind, happy, unhappy, worry, anxiety. You know and you experience this feeling 100% of each breath that you take. You see, there are steps, right? It's not easy, but it can be practiced. This is how we develop mindfulness and how we develop awareness or clear comprehension, or the sampachanya in Pali, which later on I will summarize everything that we talk and hope to clarify this thing one more time. Is there something else beyond that? After you know that you breathe in long or short, after you can catch the feeling each time that you breathe in and breathe out, happy, unhappy, sad, thought, sensation, whatever it is, 100%. And the next step is, this is the most difficult one, is step number 4. When you breathe in, you still the body's motion. Okay, this is the term mentioned in the text. It may be confusing. Just keep it simple. You will be able to tranquilizing the feeling that arises in your mind. Let's say you breathe in short, in long, and you know that you have stress. You can utilize your breath to lessen that worry and anxiety completely. You can let go. You can suppress it and you can let go just by bring your focus to your breath. And aware or have a clear comprehension of why I feel like that, why I am nervous, why I have anxiety, why I feel depressed, why I feel upset today. You start seeing the pattern of the mind. Why do you feel like that? What caused you to feel like that? And then you can tranquilize it. You can neutralize it just by using your breath, utilizing the breathing meditation technique or the technique that help us to develop mindfulness through the breath. Okay. And this is the big picture. And how do we do this? But we start from something simple. Okay, and this is what the summary of what we just talked. We start from observing the breath first, whether it's short or whether it's long, and then later on, when we're comfortable, okay, observing long or short. Today, you may observe your breath just by observing, okay, short or long, in short, or in short, out long, in long, out short, something like this. Observe it the way the body breathes. Normally, we don't observe how the body breathes, how we breathe, right? We breathe automatically. We never pay attention of how we breathe. Many people have a short breath, which is not good, right? When we exercise, we do the long breath. That is help exercise, expansion and contracting of the lung and the chest and things like this. There are many scientific research done by the effect of the long breath or how we breathe and how we feel happy and sad according to the way we breathe. So you can find out on that information as well. So start from observing first, and later on, not just observe the short and the long, not just knowing that, you know how you feel each breath that you take too. And later on, you can master this skill, that you can refine your breath, controlling your breath, so the body can remain calm. Because the body and mind, they are related, they support each other. We know the body, but we don't know the mind, right? Somehow, if we want to control the mind, which is abstract element, we don't know how to do that. The good news is we can utilize the breath to control the mind. And when we can control the mind, that mind can control the body. So the body and mind can be calm and relaxed just by utilizing the breathing technique in and out. When you're about to get on stage and give the speech, you get nervous, you don't know what to do. Or you want to present your project to your client, you get nervous. This is what you can do. Close your eyes, breathe in and out for a few times. If not enough, give you a few moments, just 5-10 minutes, just to sit there and breathe. Then you start seeing that the body and mind start to be calm and relaxed. And that's give you more confidence, okay, to give speech or to give the presentation, okay? And later on, as we continue doing this, we will have a better concentration. Like I said, mindfulness is like micro concentration, it's a little concentration. And later on, it's become a longer concentration. It's called samadhi, or the state of mind being completely still in the body. That will happen later on. Okay, and how do we do this? So the technique I share with you today is from one of the Buddhist texts. It's called the Path of Purification. It's just a template. You don't have to do this. You can modify from here. But here is what the text says. You keep your attention fixed, okay, between your lips and your nose. As you count, when you breathe in and out, you count. Breathe in 1, count 1. And then when you're breathing out, you count 2, right? And in 2, out 2. In 3, out 3. In 4, out 4. In 5, out 5. Just counting. And when you get to 5, you back to 1. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, up to 6, 6. It's getting more challenges, huh? And then go back to 1 all the way to 7. And when you get to 7, you go back to 1 all the way to 8. And then go back to 1 all the way to 9. Go back to 1 all the way up to 10. And then you come back, okay, from 1 to 5 again. Okay, back to the circle. This is what mentioned in one of the Buddhist texts. You can practice this to see how mindful you are. It's simple, but it's not easy. It can be practiced. When you get lost in thought, you go to 5 and then you don't know what's next. That means you're not mindful. You have to come back to 1 again. When you get lost at 3, don't go to 4 and 5. Come back to 1, work your way up to 5. When you get to 5, come back to 1, work all your way up to 6. This is how you practice according to this formula. Okay, so I think we have time. Why don't we do this together? Okay, just from 1 to 5. Give yourself 1 or 2 minutes together here. Okay, the thing is you need to sit with your back straight up. When you practice breathing, mindfulness on the breath or breathing meditation, you need to sit with your back straight so you can breathe freely, uninterrupted. Okay, everyone is ready? Wherever you are, sit with your back straight up. Okay, so we're gonna do from 1 to 5. Okay, by breathing in 1, we count in silently. Okay, 1 in, 1 out. And as you count, you observe your breath, whether it's short or long too. Okay, for this initial practice, just count and observe. Okay, let's do it together. Ready? 1, 2, 3. One in, one out. Two in, two out. Three in, three out. Four in, four out. Five in, five out. Okay, one more time. This time you do it by yourself. Okay, how do you feel? Are you able to manage go from 1 to 5 without getting lost in the number? Share your experience, okay? And it's a simple technique that you can practice anytime, any moment a day, okay? For some people, they may find it difficult. The reason it's difficult because we don't get used to train the mind like this. This is a good exercise, right? So when you're on the bus, on your way to work, when you're in the elevator, when you wait at the restaurant, you can come back to this exercise. It doesn't take long, a few minutes a day. A few minutes a day can change your life, just like this scientific research just discovered recently. A simple breathing exercise for 2 minutes a few times a week can lessen anxieties. To me, have no surprise at all. What we just did, this is exactly what happened, what affect the mind. Anxiety, feeling fear, feeling worry, nervous will be lessened and will be go away when you keep on breathing like this. Okay? And I will give you another technique that I discovered, and it's easier than this. So we can practice together, and this week I want you to practice this to see if it helps you to stay concentrated much better, to see it can help you to lessen your stress and worry much better. You can do this often during the day and do this before you go to bed to see if you can have a better sleep than before. Okay, so the techniques that I'm about to share with you is like this. Instead of worry about this, of coming back from 5 to go back to 1, 1 to 6, okay, go back to 1, 1 to 7, go back to 1, 1 to 8, and then 1 to 9, 1 to 10, and then you get lost, right? You get lost. But this technique works very well, okay, for many people. Continue practice it, okay? I want you to compare, but I mean, this is just a template. As a template, you can modify to fit on your own pace of the way you practice and how to see how it works for you. So this is what I find out what worked for me. I'm going to share with you. So what I do is I breathe in. When I breathe in, I count from 1, 2, 3, 4, and I pause maybe 1 second, and then I breathe out. I count 1, 2, 3, 4, and I pause, and then I breathe in again. By doing this, I don't have to worry about coming back to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? I just keep on doing this. 1 to 4 and pause, 1 to 4 and pause, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I do this 10 minutes a day, and I start noticing a big change in my meditation practice. It helped me to be more mindful. Or I can grab time 5 minutes here and there during the day, just doing nothing but breathe like this. Okay, so let's practice together. You can close your eye or you can open up your eyes, but make sure you sit with your back straight. Ready? 1, 2, 3. You breathe in, you count 1, 2, 3, 4, and pause. And breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Okay, now let's do it by yourself. One more time. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay. How do you feel? Which one is easier? Do you feel some interesting, experience when you start counting 1, 2, 3, 4? Okay. So it's simple. Okay. You can modify from here. Okay. You can count to 3 or you can count to 5. Okay. 10 is maybe too long, right? In one breath. I think about 4. Okay. 4 and 5 is maximum for us to feel comfortable. If longer than that, we may feel tired. We may feel difficult to breathe. The idea is not to be like that. It has to be simple, relaxed, and then you enjoy doing this. The goal is to practice mindfulness. And when we are mindful, we will have a better concentration as a result. Okay, so take your time, do your on your own pace. Okay, if the number 3 is good, then go with 3. If 4 is good, go with 4. If 5 is good, go with 5. Okay, no need to compare with your friends. You know yourself. This is work for me. Then I use the number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take my time, relax, happy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay, 5 minutes here and there. During the day, you can do this more often. And at the end of the day, you will have a better meditation session. Try this and let me know next week. Okay? All right, I think it's about time. Today, there may be no time for the question. I hope everyone learned something today, a new technique today. Put everything you learn into practice by developing mindfulness, utilizing the breath. Don't waste your time doing nothing. Don't waste your time. Allow the mind to wandering with everything that's happening in the whole world. Bring it back to the breath and start counting. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And to see what happened on that day. Maybe, something good may be happening when you are mindful, right? As always. Okay, everyone, nice to have everyone here. Very happy to be able to meditate and share something with you guys today again. We'll meet again for the next Saturday in the first week of April. Stay safe, stay happy, and practice what we learned today and share with me next week. Okay, have a good one, everyone. See you everyone again next week.